have a little boy named Noah, and primarily, I guess it's Stephanie's dream is to be a stay-at-home mom. So they're really trying to work this program so that they can do that for Stephanie as a start. So Marcellus, if you will, let's get this show on the road.
All right.
Give another Martha another hand clap for that introduction. Once again, welcome to this life leadership presentation. My name is Marcellus once again. And we're going to go over a few things with you to try to open your mind on a few things that are probably been going around the entire time of your lifespan, just not actually realizing it. First and foremost, life leadership, they hone on two things, the defense and offense of this playing field that we call the financial matrix. Founded by Orrin Woodward and Chris Brady. First of all, one thing we try to get you to understand in life leadership is the defense side of this playing field, and that's getting out of debt, eliminating debt. Because Warren Buffett says two things. If he could teach you two things, it would be get out of debt and stay out of debt. The second thing would be to invest in yourself, because yourself is your most powerful tool. And with eliminating debt, we have this awesome, amazing program here we call the Financial Fitness. This is a game changer. This is a life changer. With this program, we've seen so many people have so many different results. It is just powerful the way this program takes you through the financial fitness and the financial matrix. And then the offense. The offense is investing in yourself. Like I said, your brain is your most powerful tool, okay? And then both of these two take a dramatic place in the playing field that we call the financial matrix. The financial matrix is something that we all, again, have taken part of all our life, just not really realizing it. The financial matrix is your financial aspect of your life. So with that being said, we're going to dive straight into this, and I want to introduce this to you. It's called the cash flow quadrant. A gentleman by the name of Robert Kiyosaki invented this, or came up with this idea. This pretty much defines every profession, if you will, throughout your course of life and where you stand in your profession. And basically, with this, you got the ESBNI. The E stands for employer. Okay? And the S stands for self-employed. The B stands for business owner. And I stands for investor. Now, the difference between these four, if you split this straight down the middle, as an employer, you're pretty much trading time for money. Okay? You go in, you clock out, you only get paid based on the hours you put in, right? The problem with that is you stop clocking in, stop going to work, then your money stops. Okay? So as an employer, you're, again, trading time for money. Okay? As a self-employed person, some people say, I'm going to go and start my own business. I don't like working for anyone else. Well, the problem with that is, pretty sure David Lee can attest to this, is that when you're self-employed, you own your job, but you never really stop working because you're constantly on the clock. If you have a plumbing company and Joe Schmo doesn't show up for work and he's supposed to, replace someone's piping in their house, guess who's got to do it? You do if you want your job to, or your company or your business to stay afloat, right? So the problem with trading time for money is that not only did you not have time at the beginning, but if you want to keep earning your money, you got to put even more time in than you thought you were going to in the first place when you started your own business. So on this side, I'm going to show you what we've been doing pretty much all our life and what we really were sought out to do with the B&I side. The business owner, they have a system that allows them to gain their time and money back. So pretty much that system works. The number one franchise out right now, McDonald's. If I told you that if you come up here and you press that button, that you could have a McDonald's franchise just by pressing that button, would you do it?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's a system that works no matter who you are. The one thing about a business owner with a system is that, again, he doesn't have to be there, because no matter what he does, that system will continue to generate his money and cash flow. And as an investor, you invest in the system. That's how you generate your money as an investor. Here's the kick about the ES and the BNI. 95% of the population are in that E and S quadrant. Only only 5% are on the B&I side, which means that the 95% are the ones who were told, grow up, get good grades in school, go to college, get you a degree, get you a good job. Well, how many of you guys know that job stands for just over broke? Because right now, as an E&S side of that quadrant, you can't tell me that you've never had any financial strain. You can't tell me that you had any type of, all your finances were just A-okay all the time. Okay? Here's the other kick part. That 95% on the E&S side, they only control 5% of the cash flow. Guess who controls the other 95%? Hard to believe? It was to me the first time I heard it. Here's another kick. Statistics show that if all the money in the world, or let's just say in the country, was divided up equally amongst the ES, B, and I people, the B and I would still control 95%. And the E and the S would still control 5%. The reason why is because of your thinking. Again, as you were growing up, you were taught to go to school, get good grades, get a degree, find a job. The only difference between this side and that side is your thinking. Because if you had the knowledge of a Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, you don't think you'd be in their shoes or close? Mm-hmm. It's just based on your thinking. So we're going to show you how you can transfer from the E&S to the B&I. All right, so when you're little and your mom, dad, or whoever are training you to grow up, or even in school, what's the one thing you're asked when you're growing up as a kid? What do you want to what? What do you want to do when you grow up? Okay? You're asked that question and you're told to go learn how to do it, and then whatever you learn, whatever degree you hold or any type of certification defines the life you live. That's actually backwards, because in life leadership, we tell you to define the life you want to live, then go learn from someone who's already done it, and then do it. Because I don't care what your profession is, whether you're a doctor or lawyer, the most sought out careers or general careers to speak upon as far as being successful, at some point they cap off, where they're only allowed to do, or they can only do what their profession allows them. So we may have, a big want in the beginning. You may want to have, time, be debt free, spend time with family, or whatever the case may be. But because we've been taught to ask what we want to do, learn how to do it, and then it defines our life, and because that creates our income level, whether it may, be this small or however big or small your income level is, we end up shrinking our wants and our dreams to match our income. When Life Leadership, they provide life-changing information that allows you to keep increasing your circle to match your dreams, to match what you want. So we want to actually make sure you get your time back. We want to make sure you can be debt-free. We want to make sure you can spend time with your family, or whatever your want or your dreams are. That's what Life Leadership has to offer for you. Okay? Now, Michael Dell said that there are 3 things that are required in order to be a successful business owner. You got to have content, you got to have commerce, and you got to have community. First of all, with content, like I said, with Life Leadership, you're living the life you've always wanted because it's life-changing information that allows you to do that. And then with the content that we have, one thing, the financial fitness, like I said, great program, phenomenal program, okay? Seeing so many people that have results. I mean, just looking at Jeff and Tammy Darling, I can't tell you how many stories and how many times I've heard about the things they've been able to accomplish. David and Jennifer Lee, getting ready to close out his plumbing business. At least that's his dream, right? Coming close. All right. So then the commerce, sharing with friends and family. We've got a 3 for free program that allows you to, whatever the subscription service may be that Life Leadership offers, say the Track and Save program under the financial fitness, allows you to actually track your expenses and also save on expenses at the same time, just using an app on your smartphone. But if you have that subscription for the Track and Save, and say you've got friends and family that, hey, I know they can find useful, because everyone likes to shop. I don't care who you are, whether it be for shopping for shoes or clothes or stuff to go fishing. You never know. I like fishing, so that's me. But with the track and save, it allows you to pull up an app on your phone and find things within a 25-mile radius of where you currently are to see things that you can save money on. And at that same time, you can also track your expenses so you'll know where your money's going, because one of the biggest problems in today with finances as far as families or couples or individuals is that we don't really know where all our money's going. We see the money coming in, but not far from that we see it going out too, just not sure where it went. So the track and save allows you to actually track that, regardless if you're doing it with personal finances or business finances. So if you are a self-employed person or a person who owns their own business, you can do that with track and save also. And then the community. How many of you guys are Apple users in here? Apple users. Okay. Are you guys waiting for the next iPhone to come out?
No.
You know some people that are waiting for the next iPhone to come out?
That one there.
You want to know why? It's because of their community. Apple has built a community like no other. There are people always lined up for the new Apple or iPhone device. And it'll always be that way because of the community they've built. And that's one of the biggest things that life leaderships have realized, that it takes the community to have the business grow. So with those three, content, commerce, and community, life leadership has honed their skills around them and have been very, very, very fortunate as far as their results. And again, with the content for life leadership, life-changing information, Track and Save, Financial Fitness, Rascal Radio is pretty much like Pandora, but it feeds you life-changing information all day long on a streaming app that allows you to do it no matter where you are, as long as you have your smartphone or a mobile device. Again, the 3 free program. Again, if you got a subscription service like the Track and Save, got friends and family members that could benefit from that. You get 3 of them on that subscription. Yours is free. And then commerce. So traditionally, with a business, you've got the manufacturer that supplies the product, and then you've got to go through all these middle people before it actually gets to the end user. You got to go through packing, or the wholesaler, regional wholesaler, local wholesaler, advertising. All these middle people have to go through. Well, the way that life leadership, they're able to direct the shift of income coming into the business is they eliminate all the middlemen. And so with the extra income that they've been able to produce, they're able to go straight from the manufacturer, using the internet to get their subscriptions or products off market, straight to the customer or end user. And by eliminating this middleman, we're able to increase our income also through life leadership. Then the compensated community. Compensated community, we have what's called team approach. Again, if you're familiar with the Apple community, this will make a little bit of sense to you, because when you start for life leadership, there may be a couple people above you that have introduced this to you, introduced the opportunity to you, and you decide you want to come on board, right? So this is you. And so with you, we have the team approach, what's called a team approach, to where just because you start in business for yourself does not mean that you're by yourself. And what I mean by that is, say you're coming around, you're getting used to the life leadership program and what it has to offer, and you're still learning, you're not really sure what's going on, and then all of a sudden you look at your team, and before you know it, you've got 2 people under you, but you didn't do anything. And you ask yourself, how did they get there? Well, it's because of the team approach. The people above you are not going to leave you out by yourself. They're actually still working that same team with you. So say this person here, you came in on that person, and then 2 days later they brought in a friend of theirs and they placed them right on up under you. And then a couple days later, a week later or so, the other person above you, he brings someone else under you. So now you've got 2 people. Then Joe or Susie, you bring them down. And then as Joe or Susie or knows cousins, uncles, brothers, whoever, they bring them down. And then we keep building as a team all the way down. So before you know it, you could have 10, 15, 20 people on your team and not even realize it or had anything to do with them. Don't even know them until they came around the life leadership community. That's what we call team approach. Again, in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Okay? When you start building this team, that's where the compensated community actually comes into play. Because say you build that team, you put in 2 people, the team keeps growing with the people above you, and you bring in, and your team grows to 15 people. Okay, so you got your first leg has 15 people. By that time, you know, you got your feet where you feel comfortable now. You can see how the team is being built or how life leadership is going. So you say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start a second team. Okay, and so you start that second team, and it grows down to 9 people. So you've got 2 teams, one at 15 and one at 9. By that time, you've already generated $1,250. I'm sorry, $1,250. Yeah, $1,250 a month. Okay, that's not including any type of bonuses or one-time payouts. This is what you actually get on average a month, nonstop, when your team gets to 15 and 9. Then you say, okay, well, I'm doing pretty good. 15 and 9. I still want to go a little further. You know, I'm really comfortable now. I've got the knowledge. I've got the know-how. I want to keep growing this thing. Let's say your team grows to, sorry, my notes here, 38 on your first team and 22 in your second team, right? Still doing the same thing, okay? Now, you're getting $3,500 a month. Could that not change some people's lives? Yeah. Could that not bring a person home in your family? Yes. Could that not do or alleviate some not needed stress, if you will? Okay? Sure. And then let's say, okay, I've got 38 in my first team, say 22 in my second team. I'm doing pretty good. Now I'm really full of it. I feel like I can go further than that. So I'm going to start a third team. But meanwhile, my other 2 teams are still growing, right? So my first team grows to 90. Okay? The second team grows to 60. And then that third team that you started grows to 16. Still doing the same concept of team approach, right? But now, that 3,500 has now become 6,600. Is that not a game changer? Okay? Now, if you look on, anybody got the compensation plan? If you look on the back of this compensation plan here, this will actually show you what people are making every day. Sorry. Okay? So you look on here, and you've got people, you know, Jeff and Tammy Darling, who are all the way down. I get excited every time I look at these numbers. that means that there's hope. All right? And you look all the way down here at senior coordinator. Right? Senior coordinator, where is it?
Bigger number.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to hand you this. You look over there. You look at those numbers and find a spot and tell me where you want to be at. And with Life Leadership, we got a lot of people around here. You know, Jeff and Tammy Darling, David and Jennifer Lee, that are, and TJ and Mindy Snyder who are not here tonight, but are here in spirit. That who can guide you to these steps and get you to those places where you want to be, as long as you have your dream and you know why you want to do this. Okay. Again, the community, the value of the life-changing information. Life training allows you, or let me take that back. The total access. With the compensated communities and team approach that we have, you come around the community, you learn more, you get associated with the people who are doing these things, who are making these numbers, who are getting where you want to be, and you learn from them. You know, you associate with it. And that's really all we do in life leadership. We read and learn the information, we associate, and we do it. And it just repeats the process over and over and over. Read, listen, associate. That's all we do. So, with that being said, I'm going to actually cut my end right here. I'm going to bring up a really good friend of mine, a person that's been growing this business for about 4 years now, who's done numerous businesses on his own. And sometimes I look at this individual and I consider him somewhat like me in the sense that I'm always busy and I have to stay busy. And I feel like this person has tackled almost every industry you can think of when it comes to owning a self-owned business. And he's tried to make it work, and he's been successful in a lot of them, you know, to the point to where